it's like, okay, cool, that's still present. Like it's still out of all of that, of all the different connections and the different things, like that's still present. Um, so the question, I'm like, do I really truly feel confident and complete with the past 25 years of my life? And can I really be present right now with all that's happened for me to be here right now?
Well, let's dive in and support that question.
Perfect.
So just to summarize what you shared with me, you shared there's the fear of failure, which is really a failure of being seen, the fear of being seen as a failure, meeting your edge, you're going for these bigger opportunities, shifting into a new phase of life. The fear adversely affects you because it can manifest as either excitement or it can manifest as anxiety. And that the fear can be a misplaced motivation, is what you shared. And what you'd like to feel more is ease, flow, play, have a sense of confidence in the way you create, the sense of ease and play, and be fully confident in the experience of creation with the people you love. And I love what you said. I think you were just sharing, I don't know if you noticed, but just a really great, concise sentence, statement, and affirmation that you shared was, I create with people I love. And that was so simple and powerful. Yeah, I create with people I love. That's cool. So what I'd like to do today is support you and let's dive into this fear. Let's connect with it. Let's communicate with it. Let's, through your own direct, of course, like we said at the beginning, you can rationalize all these things in the psychology about the fear, etc. But to give you a real direct experience of this fear, where it is in your body, what its ultimate purpose and goal is for you. And we've done this similar exercise and process before, but I think it'll make it even easier for you to dive into it now that you're a little more familiar with it. And this is a pretty significant time and a significant fear that's alive in you now. I think there's really some power there in going into that fear and in communicating and feeling it fully. It's close to 11 now. Are you cool with going a little past 11? Are you flexible on your time frame? Or
I am. Are you?
Yeah, I'm flexible right now.
Okay.
So we're not going to go super long or anything, but we'll be flexible. Maybe another, I want to give this process space to breathe. It may take 10 minutes. It may take 20 minutes, but I want to give it space to breathe, if that's cool with you.
Yes, works for me.
Okay, awesome. You ready to dive in and give your full presence to this process?
Indeed.
Awesome. I am as well. And I think that's what really makes this work effective, is just really in your own sincere, heartfelt, mind-felt presence to go deep, to go into this process. And as you said before, play fully to get the most out of it. Okay. Well, I'm excited to dive in with you. Do you have some water nearby in case you want to sip or hydrate?
I'm
good. Okay, you're good. Okay. You ready to begin?
I am, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and get comfortable and close your eyes. Let's go ahead and take a few centering breaths. I know that you're a man with devotions and practices, and so whatever practices, simple breathing rhythm, internal focus helps you become centered, go ahead and take a moment and do that. Good. And now actually feel into this fear of being seen as a failure and all of what that means for you. And remember a time recently when you felt this fear really strong, Could be in this moment as we're talking about it, and you just feel really connected to it now. Or if you have a memory of recently where you're like, oh man, this fear is coming up really strong. You're talking about the opportunities, these opportunities are coming to you. You don't have to tell me the memory, but let me know when you have it. You have a memory of when this fear was really strong.
I have a memory.
Okay. In your mind, enter that moment as though it's happening right now. See what you saw then, hear what you heard, feel what you felt, experience what you're experiencing then. And notice how this fear starts to appear in yourself. In which part of your body do you feel this fear most strongly?
Across my chest.
Okay, good. And if you were to give it a shape, what shape is it?
It's like a rectangle.
How big is it?
It feels like it covers essentially the full length of the shoulders, chest, and across.
What color is it? Do you see a color with it?
Yeah, it's like it's kind of, and sometimes it almost looks orange, but then other times it looks pink. But definitely a orange, red, pink.
Got it.
Yeah.
How heavy does it feel if you were to give it a weight in pounds, this fear?
Like 10 pounds.
How old is this fear? It's an intuitive answer, months or years. How old is this fear?
It's years.
How many?
I don't. I mean, I can remember this feeling whenever I was like playing piano when I was like 6.
Okay, so at least 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how intense do you feel this fear right now? 10 being debilitating, 1 nothing at all.
I'm having a lot of different memories from my past, but then that one memory that I chose to feel most recently, it feels like an 8 because I'm very in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Good. Well, you're doing great, Cyrus, and just being present and fully in it. And continue to feel this fear. Stay with it fully. Be fully present to where you feel it. We gave it these characteristics. You sense where you experience it in your body to be even more present with it, to connect with it even more fully, and to feel how it manifests within you. This fear, we're going to call it an aspect of yourself. It's an aspect of you. It's a part of you. And as such, it ultimately has a positive intention for you. So we're going to communicate with it and discover its positive intent. So right here, I'll have you just follow along with me in your mind. You don't need to say anything out loud. Just follow along with me. And we're going to speak to this aspect, saying to it, aspect, I know you wish the best for me because you're a part of me. Thank you. Manifest yourself as fully and completely as possible so that we can communicate. And let me know when you have a feeling of compliance from this aspect. An openness to communicate.
I feel like it's more me that's opening up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's been so much distraction from it. So right now right now it feels indifferent, but for me I'm opening to, rather than just being like, oh, I want it gone.
Right, right. Perfect. Okay, that's great. So feel it. Continue opening to it. Feel it. And then you can ask it in your mind or out loud, whatever feels best. Ask this aspect, what goal do you wish to achieve for me? And share with me the very first answer that arises from this aspect.
It's for me to feel safe.
Okay, just give an internal thank you to your aspect for its answer, for its response, and for its intention. Its goal is to help you feel safe. And now you and your aspect come together to create and achieve this goal. In other words, in your mind, create the situation where your safety and you feeling safe is fully realized and achieved. The greatest example, create that situation in your mind that's the full example of you experiencing 100% safety. You're 100% safe. You feel safe. You are safe. Totally safe. And let me know when you've done that, when you've got that.
I've got it, and it's funny.
Good.
It's like went from like crying, and now I'm like laughing at the exact same situation.
Yeah, good. Doing great, man. Doing really great. So feel that. Stabilize and ground in this goal being achieved, this safety. Really feel that as fully realized, fully accomplished. And then put your attention back on your aspect, this fear. We're going to say to it, thank you for the achievement of this goal, for this intention of feeling safe. What goal do you have for me now? Now that safety's been achieved, what goal do you have for me now that's an even higher or greater goal? And share with me that first answer that arises.
It's to share my love for people.
Nice. Share an internal thank you to your aspect. The goal is to share my love for people. Now, the same thing we did with the previous goal. Feel you and your aspect coming together to, in your mind, create the situation where sharing my love for people is fully realized and achieved. All of what that means for you, what that looks like for you, what that would be like for you. In your mind, create a situation where this is fully realized and achieved. And let me know when you've done that.
Okay, I feel like I'm there.
Good. Really feel that and stabilize and ground in this goal being achieved as though it's already done. Share my love for people. And from this place, bringing your attention back to your aspect and saying to your aspect, now that you and I have achieved this goal, sharing my love for people, is there a goal that you have for me that's even higher, greater, or more spiritual? And share with me that first answer.
It's one part is being present with what I'm already doing, and is being present here, because it is what I'm already doing, and it's accepting that and being present now.
Okay, good. So how would you summarize that goal?
It's acceptance of the moment of the moment in terms of my life, and what I am creating, and also what I am currently feeling.
Okay. So feel this goal and this intention of acceptance of the moment and all of what this means for you. The totality of what acceptance of the moment really means for you. And then in your mind, create a situation where this goal is fully realized and fully achieved, as though it's already done. Any images, thoughts, emotions, body sensations that you experience as you create the situation of acceptance of the moment being realized. And let me know when you've done that.
I've done that.
Stabilize and ground in this goal being achieved. Feel into your aspect. And once again, ask, is there any goal that you have for me that's even greater than acceptance of the moment?
It's pretty much the same thing, but it's feeling my heartbeat underneath the aspect. And so the answer is it's no, because I'm feeling my heart and I'm feeling present and I'm feeling here and I'm feeling, yeah. So really the answer is no, because I feel that aspect and I feel my heart beating underneath it and I'm feeling fully here.
Okay, good. Continue to be fully with that. Continue to be present to that. Your heartbeat, this acceptance of the moment. And then feel that the answer is essentially there's nothing that no goal that this aspect has that's higher for me. There's nothing there. And feel into that nothing that is beyond this highest goal. Let me know when you feel in touch with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In a word or two, how would you describe this nothing that is beyond this last goal?
No word comes to me other than everything.
Okay. So feel this everything. That seems, challenging to even put words to. And in your mind, merge with it, dive into it, become one with this everything that feels beyond words. Feel and know that this is your deepest essence. This is the essence of your being. This everything. And then feel and envision that you're expanding this everything, this nothingness, out infinitely in all directions. In front of you, behind you, to the left, to the right, infinitely up, infinitely down, infinitely expanding in all directions. And now from this place, Cyrus, we're going to feel back into the previous goals. We're going to go back down what we call this goal chain, these goals your aspect had for you, and see how the experience of this everything and the experience of the essence of your being changes or affects your experience of the previous goals. So how does this everything change or affect your experience of acceptance of the moment?
It's the same thing.
And how does this everything, as the essence of your being, change or affect your experience of share my love for people?
It's also the same thing.
How does this everything change or affect your experience of the goal to feel safe?
This is as safe as I possibly could be.
Okay. And how does this everything, as the essence of your being, change or affect your experience of the fear we started with?
It doesn't change it, but it allows me to know it and feel it and be here with it.
Thank you. And I should have rephrased my question is, and you actually answered the question I meant to ask was, how does it change your experience of the fear? And okay, beautiful. When you feel this fear now, is there any new awareness or any new awareness or shift that you feel in regards to this fear?
I'm really grateful for it.
Mm.
Grateful for the young boy, the inner child who felt this fear, because the fear was really came from a place where he was wanting to share himself and share his love and express himself. So I feel very grateful and connected to where that fear comes from.
If you were to take a moment and imagine that young boy, that version of yourself was sitting in front of you, what would you like to say to him right now?
We fucking did it, and I love you.
Yeah.
And then yeah, yeah, like we're good. We're really, really good.
What do you feel is his response to that?
Um, he's like he understands it. He's like, yeah, great.
Good.
Like that's I'm able to give him and tell him the thing that he always wanted someone older than him to tell him.
Okay, good. Powerful. So we're going to go ahead and complete the process.
Mhm.
But before we do, just want to double check, is there anything within you that opposes this integration?
No. It's always my favorite question.
Good.
Mhm.
Okay. So Cyrus, to complete the process here, complete this exercise and experience, envision there's a ball of divine light above your head. And really take a moment. I know you've done this a handful of times, but really take a moment like it's fresh, brand new, and really envision what that would look like if there was a vibrant ball of divine light floating right above your head. And as you breathe, draw this light down through the top of your head. and see this light merging with you, moving through you, and filling your entire body and your entire being, your entire energy from head to toe. And especially see this light filling the area where the aspect was, through your chest. Then take a moment and envision that you're gently expanding this light out infinitely in all directions to fill the room you're in and expanding far beyond the room. Go ahead and take one nice, full, deep breath in and full exhale. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes. What do you feel more conscious of in this moment?
That I create with the people that I love. And that's all I've wanted to do. And that's been my intention my whole life. And yeah, I feel connected to that intention.
What do you feel was really good about this process for you?
It's
good about that awareness.
Yeah, it really connected me to how the weight across my chest in one way was this pressure and this feeling of stagnant fear, and it was also like a hug. And so that's what first came up, is this feeling of wanting to be safe. And um, for the memory that I had was I was on a stage speaking, and I noticed myself speaking, and instead of looking at the people and connecting with the people in the audience, I was looking through them because of that fear. And so that pressure across my chest, I wasn't really connecting with the people in the crowd. It was more like kind of glossed over. And so that, yeah. And I've had other experiences where I speak fluidly and it goes well, but that one memory was one where I felt that block.
And what do you feel would be different now in a situation like that?
It's remembering that this is like the whole thing of this whole process, is that feeling of that pressure is the invitation to feel right beneath that and to feel my heart and feel my heart beating.
Yes.
And then when I feel my heart beating, it's like, oh yeah, I love these people.
Yes.
And that's what I'm here for, is to feel my own heart beating and to share my love for people. And so it's just a really simple connection between what is my experience in my body, what is this aspect, this painful, fearful part of me, and recognizing like, oh, that's just the invitation to feel that intention. So I'm really grateful that you pointed out that sentence that I said in passing, which pretty much became the whole, like, oh yeah.
And I love what you shared there as well, that sentence of, I'm here to feel my heart beating and share my love for people.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful. to the point. It's beautiful. And it's very genuine. I can feel you sharing it from a deep, genuine place. Anything else that you learned from this session today?
Yeah, that something, again, theoretically or like conceptually, the dance with safety and freedom and how they're pretty much the same thing. And so I noticed how I led into this with essentially the desire to feel safe, and feeling safe also yields my ability to feel free in my expression. And so that's another thing, is embodying that safety and simultaneously that freedom, to share my love for people. So it was cool that I felt the vulnerability of that, like expressing that as feeling safe to express myself rather than feeling free to express myself.
Nice. And this, you might answer this question in a very similar way, or there, but what do you feel this session will allow you to do differently now moving forward into this next phase, into this next opportunity? What do you feel like in this moment you can do differently, or how did this most support you now in this phase of your journey?
It feels, or I feel, there's total freedom in what I'm doing in my life. And I feel confident, that embodied confidence to be present and connected with who I'm working with or who I'm speaking to or whatever stage I'm on, and being really in that moment and being in my own feeling my own heart, knowing why I'm on the stage that I'm on, knowing why I'm connecting with or supporting who I'm supporting, or creating who I'm creating with. And that feels, for me, to have that connection with my own inner child. And the memory was me playing piano, and that's a whole thing essentially around like failure and not following through, and my mom not being supportive. So there's a lot of story around that. There's a lot of energy around that. And so it was really powerful for me to connect to that child version of myself who was essentially expressing himself, and tell him like, hey, you did it. We're good. Like we're doing it. I got you. You're doing some really incredible things. So like, don't worry at all. You're safe, right? And you're free to express yourself. So that to me feels really clear. So being connected to that aspect of myself that manifests in that feeling of wanting to be safe, essentially, and held. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I've got a beating heart underneath that. That's kind of feeling this whole thing.
Yeah. Awesome. What's one thing you can do each day to support yourself in really embodying this new awareness?
So the ball of light, and then feeling it go through, and then feeling it expand. I could see it go over parts that were different colors. And instead of it changing them, it more just coated them and embraced them. And so it didn't change any of the texture, it didn't make it all just like one light. It coated everything. And so something that I feel is, that is like a visual for, instead of finding an aspect that I don't like or feeling something that's frustrating, or something's not flowing well, is instead of like trying to change the color of that, it's embracing it with that light. So a practice for me, I don't know, it could be a meditative practice, but for me um, it's very metaphysical. So it's hard to know, like, how do you make it a physical practice? Yeah, it's what feels most important is in my morning, when I wake up in the morning, is that for me feels like a very important visual and memory. And to have that a part of my meditation is to first thing in the morning have that, because it was like the divine blue white light essentially. And so it's in my morning waking up meditation is to allow that to embrace everything and not change any of the aspects or change it. Like if it goes over my lungs, like not make that white and blue, but embrace that. So that to me feels important because that visual pretty much establishes the whole experience like that we just had, at least for me. um it's like it didn't change the aspect, it didn't dissolve it, it didn't leave, but rather the aspect was there for a reason and it embraced it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing. That sounds like a great way to start the day. Great. That's what I think about. These actions are like good positive triggers, right? How do we create positive triggers on a daily basis to bring us to this awareness and to be able to embody this awareness, embody this energy, embody this way of being, not in a way that we're trying to fix or force ourselves to do anything, but a way that's natural, the way we're living and embodying really what we want to be living and embodying. And it sounds like it is for you. What you shared at the start is you want to feel more of that ease, flow, play, confidence, grace, all of that. And it sounds like that's where you're at. That's what you're talking about. And that genuine presence and that genuine embrace all of your whole self.
Something that just came up is that feeling my heart beating. And so like on a stage, it's easy to feel the nervousness of the heart beating, but it's to remember that the intensity of that beating heart, if it does elevate, it's just because I'm feeling a lot of love.
A lot of love, man. That's aliveness.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah, so that's another part is cool. Anytime that I feel that, if I feel that pressure on my chest, it's like, okay, go underneath that and feel my heart. Cool. If my heart's beating really fast, then again, still no problem. That's actually exactly what I want. That's why I'm on the stage in the first place. So like, we're good. I got you. You're doing it. Like, let's go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to share to feel complete with this process?
No, I feel very complete.
Hey, thanks for watching this interview. I hope you feel uplifted and inspired by what was shared. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel to make sure that you see all the other awesome videos that we have coming up.